Which one is the real Spider-Man? Before you figure it out, it'll be too late.
Yeah, that's pretty much how this video is going to go. Welcome back, everyone. Toysh is here, and I am back yet again to give you guys another early, fresh look, courtesy of my friends over at Hasbro. And of course, many of you know a lot of videos I have made prior on my YouTube channel look at Spider-Man the Animated Series, Toy Biz, and all that jazz. So today, I am very stoked to be revealing this brand new... It's a Walmart exclusive, so I know a lot of you are going to go like, you had us, we're out of here. No, stick with me. This is going to be good. This is a brand new Walmart exclusive retro Spider-Man the Animated Series. Yes, based off of Spider-Man the Animated Series. I'm going to take full credit for this one because, yeah, I've been, hey, when's Spider-Man the Animated Series? Yeah, I just kept hounding him. Finally, they did it. But yeah, he looks pretty good in the packaging. Of course, like I said, yes, reincorporating, and I always say Spider-Man the Animated Series in quotation marks. You have that really cool Harry Moore designed artwork right there. Yeah, there's a figure inside too. Don't worry, we'll get to that. On the back side of the packaging, you got all the usuals, right? You get to see the same layout from old Toy Biz days back in the 90s. You got the little diagram, right? Here's how you swap out the hands. You got webbing. Yada yada. If you're wondering what that little piece of paper is for on the back, it has some barcode numbers that I can't show you. But hey, look down here. There's a little bit of a bio for Spider-Man, the John Semper Jr. Spider-Man, I may add. And yeah, here is the barcode as well. Now, before we get started, a lot of you are probably going to go, well, you know, can you just cut to the chase? How do I get one? I don't want to sit here and watch all your Spider-Man the Animated Series nonsense. Well, yeah, I hear you on that. So I'll just tell you, plain and simple. How do you get one, right? Well, Walmart exclusive in the United States. I do apologize. I don't have any further info for those of you outside the United States at the moment. It will be an online exclusive only. You will not find this in the stores. And I say that full on knowing that someone will probably find this in the stores and then go, well, what happened there? Well, I'm just telling you honestly, this is what they told me. Online only. It's part of the Walmart Collector Con. You can get it starting July 21st. And it's going to set you back $400, no, I'm just kidding, $25. So that's, I mean, as much as the prices have gone up, nice packaging, all that, $25, not too shabby. However, I'm going to tell you, you just need one. Just one, none of that buy two nonsense. I don't go along with that. But yeah, it's a very cool, nicely designed packaging for those of you who are going to be keeping it within the box. But for those of you still here and want to know what it looks like outside the packaging, well, this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new Walmart exclusive CollectorCon 2022 Spider-Man the Animated Series Retro Carded Spider-Man by Hasbro. And while I got all you wall crawlers here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my Spider-Man the Animated Series videos. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Old toys, new toys, daily news updates. I guarantee you'll find something here that you like. Now, here is Spider-Man taken out of the packaging. I know, I take all my stuff out of those retro stuff. It's not that retro to me. It's a, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. Anyways, you get the webbing, and it's okay. Imagine that, a Spider-Man coming with webbing. It's a very flexible webbing. It looks great. Again, it's always nice to see Spider-Man come with some sort of powers. His powers being, well, webbing, to say the least, right? So you got two big pieces of webbing, and it's not one of those webbings that can attach to anything. And I've said this before in the past. They've done it where you had like a web mask or something like that. I think it looks better if it attaches somehow. This webbing, sure, you can use this to web up Hobgoblin's glider, right? Hobgoblin's got to go inside his merce, take out one of those razor sharp bats, and cut his glider loose. Totally works. Or, yeah, kind of, sort of, if Spider-Man's close to an enemy, he's doing the whole, like, thwip. Now, I just don't like the way it looks. I really wish somehow it would attach, because, see, I'm using the merce to attach it in some way. Yes, if the enemy or the villain is on the ground, or you can attach it to the wall somehow, totally, that totally works. But in all honesty, I would really like some sort of webbing, even a clip-on thing. I wouldn't mind that at all. Or something that would fit inside the peg right there, and then you reattach the arm, and it's just a web thwip. Simple. That would be awesome. Let's see that going forward, please. Because these are just kind of like, okay, yeah, thanks for putting those in the box. You do get a couple extra hands as well. These are the wall crawling hands, right? Everybody loves those, so you can crawl up some walls, or you can tell Spider-Man Unlimited, thanks but no thanks, because, yeah, hopefully you're not the continuation of the animated series, right? And then you got a thwipping hand, you have a punching hand. And the web thwipping hands really does look good once you get him all posed out, swinging around the city. He looks awesome. Or he broke into the X-Mansion, he's got to do battle with the X-Men, or he recently just found out the Kingpin is none other than Wilson Fisk. So, nice swap out hands. However, I will tell you this. I like that you got the thwips. I like you got the fists. I like that you got the wall crawling. I would love an item holding hand for once in a while for Spider-Man. I can't even properly hold the wand of Watum when I'm hanging out with Doctor Strange. You get what I'm saying here? Something like the old school Spider-Man Toy Biz figures would be ideal. But I digress. We'll finally get to looking at the actual figure, and what a good looking Spider-Man the Animated Series figure it is. They captured the head portrait of him. He does have more of a square jaw, and the best part is they nailed the eyes. Spider-Man the Animated Series has a very specific looking Spider-Man. The color, the eyes, the design. Yes, it's a Marvel Legends body incorporating the animated style, but they got the nose, the mask, the jawline. That is very much Spider-Man the Animated Series. So, in that sense, I am very happy with the way that this came out. The spider on his chest, that looks pretty cool as well. The reds, the blues. We finally have a Spider-Man with those bright blues. The back emblem, right? The spider logo, that looks good. Everything is really crisp, and I am one of those people where I like the more printed Spider-Man lines than I like the sculpted ones, just to be honest. Not to say they're bad, but you know what I mean. Now, this guy has cell shading. He has some cell shading, and he does have some black line work to really emphasize the animated look, which I totally dig. However, I don't think it's utilized very well. I think that it's one of those where it's kind of half, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Where you look at it within the red to the blue, it doesn't look good. It looks like it just kind of stopped, and there's nothing on the underside of the leg, the inside of the leg. On the back side, it kind of just is there and then disappears. You know what I mean? I would have rather have it been two-toned all the way. Lighter blue in the front, darker blue in the back. Because right now, it just kind of looks like, we tried. You know what I mean? So, a little bit more emphasis on that. For what's there, it's okay. But some more cell shading really would have made this thing pop, to be quite honest with you. Now, in terms of the articulation, the head goes all the way up, which looks great in case you need to scream at Shocker in a bell tower, or your wife has just dematerialized right in front of you, right? You can get the whole Spider-Man the Animated Series screaming going. And, of course, you can look down and be all sad, like when Mary Jane fell into a portal and he swam around looking for her, thinking that, I don't know, she drowned. Never could figure that out. Anyways, he's got some butterfly joints, and you can definitely throw some cross punches if you'd like. Didn't really do that too much in the animated series, but the Spider-Man figure will more than make up for that. Bicep swivel, he's got double jointed elbows, and of course you got all the wrist action you could ask for. But what I really do like is the abdomen. Now, this is definitely one of those figures that when you start moving around, posing around, you really have to put it back just right, or else it kind of makes Spider-Man look like he has like a gut, you know what I mean, in so many ways, right? It just kind of has that little like boop, you know, like a floof. Anyways, so you kind of just have to put it just right. But when you get it all realigned, it definitely looks good. He's got one heck of a upper diaphragm rotation ab crunch. That really helps. He really has 2 points of articulation that really gets him going with his spider abilities, right? So you can do the whole double jointed knees, get the thwipping hand up. I'm the guy that puts these things on the shelves, right? I'll take a few photos once in a while. But for you photographers out there that really get into this kind of stuff, yeah, I think you're definitely going to like this figure. He's got a lot of posability options. He's even got some rotation in the boots. He doesn't have toe articulation, which I definitely don't mind. I know a lot of people like that, but for me, I mean, they did it all those years ago back in the Toy Biz days. It doesn't really matter at this point. So in all honesty, for the guy that just puts the Spider-Man figures right on the shelf, if you're looking for some great articulation, yeah, this one definitely has it. But what I really like to see is that, yeah, this is definitely a different body type. And this is just a few Spider-Mans that I have. But you got the pizza Spider-Man body, right? Then you got the cyborg Spider-Man. You've got the alien symbiote Spider-Man costume. And now you have this new one, and in kind of comparing them all, he's a little bit shorter than some of the more recent Spider-Mans, and I actually kind of dig that. I like to see that. Spider-Man's not supposed to be like this big muscular dude. Not to say that these are, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. I like when he's a little bit shorter, he's a little bit thinner, but he's more of that more spindly kind of look, right? And then, of course, you have all three body types lined up, the more recent ones, including this new one. And this Pizza Spider-Man's got pins. He's, a little bit wobbly here and there. This Spider-Man was great. I had no problems with him. He's just less animated series, whereas this one, pinless, beautiful, A-okay, looks great, right? Now, in terms of putting him up against Spider-Man the Animated Series inspired figures, you have the Venom one that came out last year, which I also got to reveal. That's pretty cool, right? So I'm gonna just do all the Spider-Man the Animated Series. We already cut a deal, right? Right, guys? No, they're not listening. Anyways, Black Cat, or you have Reinhold Kragoff, right? Electro, watch the show. Don't worry about it. It's not Max Dillon. All of these go together. All of them look fantastic. I think they all measure up, except for the fact that Spider-Man is just a little bit shorter than Black Cat. Then you got Hobgoblin, or you have Hammerhead. They all look great. Have him go up against the X-Men. Haven't gotten the X-Men VHS ones just yet, but I'll have those shortly. That way I can call upon the power of Web Shooter to get real sticky, right? And then you can jump up and tear off a Sentinel's face. I love Spider-Man the Animated Series, if you haven't guessed already. And I love all the different guest stars and all the different Marvel Legends that can fit within this animated Spider-Man. Daredevil, Doctor Strange, War Machine, Iron Man, yep, they're all there. But none of them will ever top my original Toy Biz Spider-Man the Animated Series figures. I will have these in the collection forever. You can bring out all the new Spider-Man Animated Series stuff you want, but I love these things to death. This is what set me on my path for the collecting ways. Cut my teeth on those Toy Biz figures. I learned the ropes. I learned how to get up early and make sure that I got there and figured out all the different variants, and you know what I mean? It took a while, but yeah, Spider-Man the Animated Series really does hold a special place in my heart, and it always will. So that is really going to wrap it up for my look at the brand new Walmart Collecticon Spider-Man the Animated Series retro figure, Spider-Man. And you've heard my thoughts, and as always, I am curious to know yours. And thank you again to everyone over at Hasbro who thought of me to talk about this brand new Spider-Man the Animated Series figure. Of course, you got a lot of different poses out of the guy. You got all those figures you've been collecting over the years. I guarantee this is a nice-looking animated Spider-Man. This is a nice-looking retro Spider-Man. The bright colors really bring this guy to life. And if I had to make one nitpick, I would have said a unmasked animated Peter Parker would have been icing on the cake. Let's try and get more animated series figures going. And if you want more yourself, make sure to leave a comment down in the description below. They must have read the comments on the Venom figure, right? So let's keep this going so we can get a lot more comments. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, again, thank you to everyone all these years for all the support. I very much appreciate you tuning in every day on my Instagram and my YouTube. I sure do have a heck of a lot of fun here. Thank you to John Sepper Jr. Thank you to Christopher Daniel Barnes and everyone on Spider-Man the Animated Series. And here's to more Spider-Man the Animated Series figures. I'll catch you guys soon. Adios.